So this is Amity, and I'm coming to you with a tutorial on how to do live streaming, or at least my way of live streaming. I've had a couple people asking me exactly how do I do live streaming, how do you set it up, just basically how you get started on it. And so I figured that this would be an easy way to show you guys. I know this is extremely trippy for you guys, so like, yeah, but bear with me. Alright, so as far as software goes for streaming, the software I use, of course, is OBS, which is right here. You can easily Google it. I'll just kind of show you right here. So if you go to Google, just type in OBS. You can put studio or not, but it's the very first one that pops up. It'll look like this. You can just download the latest version, get that all installed, and then once you open it up, it'll look kind of like this. It might differ depending on your computer and its personal settings. For me, I have two different audio channels that are automatically added. So you'll see that one is called desktop audio. Desktop audio is basically the audio that happens on your computer. So it's not you talking into a mic, it's what's actually playing on the computer at the moment. So if you're, for example, watching a video on YouTube, or if you might have Sony Vegas up, audio that is currently playing in Sony Vegas will be on your desktop audio. And of course, you also have your mic or auxiliary cable audio. And that's just, you know, for me, it's the mic that was built into my computer, because that's all I have at the moment. But it'll also include any kind of mic that you plug into your computer as well. There's also sources. Sources is basically what people are going to be able to see on your screen. So for example, the first one right here, the one that you're seeing right now, is my display screen, but I also have these other ones here. I'll just kind of like go through them really quick. You can add different ones, and you can also move them around so that one appears above the other one. For example, I can move that so that that is no longer visible. But you can move it around, you can resize it by dragging like this. And yeah, basically it's really nice because you can do everything within the software. You don't really have to worry about it. And of course, this is really nice too in case you have URLs and you don't want people to copy what your URL says. Alright, and then in order to add, you just click this little plus sign, and it'll have all the different kind of options here. Of course, display capture, that's just, you know, your main window preview. So for example, you click on it, just say create new. It'll have your display settings. For me, of course, it's just what my computer scaling is. And then, of course, if you want your cursor to also be captured within your software, and then you can add it. Of course, I'm going to remove it because I don't need to. But the most important thing about this is going to be under your settings. So we open that up. Okay, so I'm assuming that you guys want to live stream onto YouTube, because that's where most of you guys are at right now. So in order to live stream on YouTube, these are the this is the most important setting that you need to pay attention to. So if you go to Creator Studio, live streaming, it's just the very first page. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's this little thing that says encoder setup. Okay, and that's what you're going to want to look at. So it's going to give you a stream name key, and right now it shows up as dots because this is my own private key, and I don't really want anybody else to see that. But when you click reveal, it's going to actually have like letters and numbers, basically an actual key, and that's just going to go under here. So before you do that, make sure you have it set to YouTube or YouTube Gaming. And I do primary YouTube ingest server for mine, and it seems to work relatively well. I don't know exactly what the backup does, but I'm guessing it probably has something to do with YouTube's storage and its capacity to hold information. But of course, just paste it in here, click OK, and you at least got that setting all figured out. But you also can set up other things. Output, this is what it's going to be like video file wise as soon as you're done either recording or streaming. So you can change the video bitrate, you can change audio bitrate, Of course, with the recording, exactly what kind of format do you want it to be saved as. For me, I like my MP4, so I have that clicked. Where you want it saved, that kind of stuff. Audio, this is this is the one that trips up most people, as far as I've been able to see. It hasn't been that confusing for me. I don't know, like this is kind of just the default settings that I had when I downloaded the program, and they seem to work really well for me. So of course I use stereo channel, and you can change the sample rate or whatever you want to do. Desktop audio, of course, I just have it set to default, and of course my mic, that's also default since I don't have any like fancy mic to plug in. And video, right now I can't change anything since I'm currently recording, but you can change the resolution of your video, and of course that will also affect the kind of quality that people will be able to watch on YouTube. For example, I'll just show you. So when watching a video, you know how you have an option like, oh, I want to watch it in HD or standard quality. That's basically what's going to affect it. So right now my settings are scaled to 1280 by 720. So it's going to be like watching it using this setting. So all of these are going to be available if you use that particular setting, but you can change them around to make it smaller, which also makes it easier for YouTube to actually load your video, which could help, you know, if you're having problems with streaming. I'm hotkeys in case you want to be able to just click a button on your keyboard rather than actually going and clicking on it using your mouse or your keypad. You can set that up all here. Of course, I don't ever use hotkeys for like anything, so it's all blank. And then of course, advanced stuff. This most of the time you're not even gonna worry about this or look at it at all. This is for people that more know what they're doing, which definitely is not me. And of course, with the general settings, you can choose your language, any kind of information that you may want hidden or not hidden, and that will be all there. Okay, so then once you got all that figured out and you made sure that your key is listed down here, it's all set up and ready to go, as soon as you click start streaming, which I'm not because I'm currently recording, it'll immediately start loading onto here. And if it doesn't, that means that you have some sort of issue with most likely your stream name and key. That's usually where most of the time the problems occur. So just make sure that this is the right key that you are under streaming services if you are doing YouTube. Custom would be if you're doing one that isn't listed on here. And it's the same thing, just make sure that your key is right, and then it matches up with the one that they give you, and you should be all set. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I wanted to make sure that I was able to answer your guys' questions about how to live stream better, and hopefully that went okay. If you have any more questions, of course, feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to help you out. I'm still like super new at live streaming, so I don't know that much, of course, but also you can totally just search some tutorials on YouTube. When I was first starting out, that's kind of what I did, and it worked really well. They're very helpful for the most part. So if you get stuck, you know, just feel free to ask people, search around, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.